everybody. Welcome to the May 15th, 2025 regular council meeting for the city of Absecon. Mayor, can you lead us in the flag salute? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Clark,
Here.
Evans, here. Laratunda, absent.
Yeah.
Light,
Here.
Parker, here. Sykes,
Absent.
and Zeros.
Here. This is to advise a certain advance notice has been given to the date, time, location, and to the extent known the agenda of this meeting in accordance with the provision of the Open Public Meetings Act. The notice of this meeting has been posted prominently at the bulletin board in the municipal complex lobby, on the city website, and communicated through the newspaper designated by this governing body. This is to further advise that this meeting is being recorded electronically and can be viewed on the city's website at abseconNJ.gov. Whoever's hitting their mic. All right, we're going to kick off the meeting tonight swearing in our newest officer, Officer Copenal. If she's here. Family, anybody that wants to take pictures, please feel free to stand up and take pictures. If you want to come on this side as well, whatever you guys want to do. The floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I appreciate everyone coming out. This is very exciting for us. Officer Peyton Copenal was born and raised in Butler, New Jersey. She's a graduate of Butler High School, and she attended Stockton University, where she received her bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Copenal was hired by the Ocean City Police Department, a Class 1 Special Enforcement Officer, and was later sponsored through the SLEO 2 Police Academy. Hired as a full-time police officer by Stockton University in June of 2023. Officer Copenal was hired by the Absecon Police Department in February of 2025. She has completed her field training program and will be assigned to Squad 3 as a patrol officer. Holding the Bible for her tonight is her mother, Jennifer, and her badge will be pinned on by her father, Keith Copenal, a retired corporal from the Passaic County Sheriff's Office.
I Congratulations. Moving into the regular meeting agenda, 2025 resolution out of consent, 108. Consenting to the appointment of sergeant to the City of Absecon Police Department, namely Neil Galetta.
First, you have to do a roll.
Roll call, please. May I hear a motion to move the resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Clark,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Light,
Yes?
Parker,
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes. Chief?
So we recently had a promotional exam for sergeant. There were several candidates that were involved in studying and the preparation. What I would like to say is they should thank their families, and I already thanked Neil's wife because the families take the brunt of that. It's very a long, vigorous process to prepare for the exam, and it's the equivalent of everything you ever learned from day one, packed into a very stressful exam, which is conducted by the New Jersey State Chiefs of Police. So I'd like to congratulate Neil. He came in number one, and Officer Neil Galetta grew up in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, and attended Rowan University, where he has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice in 2007. In 2009, Neil Galetta was hired by the Absecon Police Department as a patrol dispatcher. He was then hired as a police officer in 2012 after working as a Class 2 officer in the Seattle City Police Department. During this time in Absecon, he has since served on patrol and in the Criminal Investigations Division. Officer Galetta has also held the position of Vice President of the Mainland PBA and is a member of the Italian American Police Society of New Jersey. He will be signed to Squad 3 as a shift supervisor. Joining Officer Galetta tonight is his wife, Nicole, who will be holding the Bible.
And feel free, if you want to take pictures from a different angle, you guys can get up or move wherever you'd like.
I, Neil Galetta. I, Neil Galetta. Do solemnly swear. Solemnly swear. That I will faithfully. That I will faithfully. Impartially. And justly. And to the governments established. In the United States. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. So help me God. Congratulations. Gotta make it official. I brought you blue ink. One on
everybody here that was here for the ceremonies. We're going into like the actual like. Yeah. Feel free to get out of here, enjoy, celebrate, but you definitely don't want to stick around for the rest of the meeting.
Why not?
Why not?
The Jif guy's like,
The Chief guy's getting,
Congratulations.
he's got a presentation. You're scared you're running never down on him.
What's that?
It was a cell phone. It wasn't even like, could have been somebody in the first row.
That's what it was, the cell phone?
What was weird was
That's
it
what he
was
said.
only happening when
yeah,
people
when they were
stood
down
up.
there.
Correct, because they was videoing that.
Right.
It had to do the video or something.
I don't know, Tina kept fussing that that mic wasn't working, having him work. It looks like the phone still had his cell phone. So I don't know if it's the new mic or something causing a problem.
All right, now we're gonna have a presentation from the JIF Safety by Joe Henry of Hardenberg Insurance Group. Joe, you want to just come up to the mic? Perfect.
Right here?
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. As you mentioned, I'm Joe Henry with Hardenberg Insurance, your risk manager. As a member of the JIF, it's required to have a risk manager, our company. And very, very important, what's also required is that you have a safety committee. This is a copy of the Atlantic JIF Safety Incentive Program, and it simply states on here, safety first in all we do. And it's very, very important, and it's what your safety committee does in a brief synopsis. So they are active. We've been involved with you since January, and we will continue to be involved and see that help out with your safety program. It is a requirement annually to have safety on the agenda at least once a year. This is my 39th trip since February to council meetings to do this. So we developed a topic and pass it on to your safety committee, and we hope that there's value in it. So without further ado, I will get into this. Copies provided. I might skip a page or two, but I will be in very brief with it. So
Take your time.
heat injury and stress prevention is the topic. Heat's a leading cause of death among all weather-related phenomena in the U.S. People think of hurricanes and tornadoes, but realistically in the workplace, heat is the number one killer. It's long been recognized as an occupational hazard, and this is how this will build. Excessive heat can cause a number of physical problems, can make a heat stroke and even death in worst case scenario. So basically, your workers are at risk in excessive heat when we have heat waves. The OSHA Act of 1970 simply states that every employer needs to provide a safe working environment for their employees. Since 2021, OSHA has been developing a heat injury and illness prevention standard. When I use the word standard as it pertains to OSHA, that means it's a law, and that's where I'm getting to the compliance of it. It's expected to be finalized by the summer of 2025, which is any day now. So even without that standard in place, OSHA inspectors can use something called a general duty clause. If you do get an inspection, the general duty clause is basically their ticket to cite you for anything that they find unsafe. The purpose of a heat stress policy is to recognize dangers in working in excessive heat, excessive situation, and control the workplace so that your employees are in a safe environment. Two ways to do it, administratively and with your supervisors. You can consider a modified work schedule, which in most cases municipalities and county workers, they will do that. In a heat wave, instead of starting at 8 o'clock and finishing at 4 o'clock, you'll go 6 to 2, and as I said, most places will do that. Self-pacing and extra breaks, if needed, shall be encouraged, and this is a thing that I stress the most, incorporating a buddy system, where your employees look out for each other. We had an incident 2 summers ago with a town in Atlantic County where somebody got very sick, dedicated, longtime employee, did not want to stop working. One of the co-workers went to the boss, said, "Hey boss, Charlie's not looking good, we need to do something with him." They insisted he sit down, he finally did. He didn't get much better, so they called 911. Fortunately, they did, because he suffered a mild heart attack. Had he continued, it could have been worse. So the buddy system is very, very important, and training will be available for that through the JIF. Supervisors have some responsibilities as well, scheduling, as I said, the strenuous activities, different parts of the day, providing water and shade, and monitoring break times to make sure that they're getting standards. You will have to adopt the policy, and I'll touch on that very briefly. And also be aware, you want to monitor local weather. When there's a heat wave, get a reputable weather station and be out in front of it so you can prepare well in advance. Employees will also have some responsibilities, attend and participate in training. When I mention training in the JIF, anything that's done at a municipal level, there's training available, whether it be administratively, public works, there's police and fire, training modules available as well. Follow the heat stress prevention measures, monitoring themselves, as I mentioned before, along with your teammates, and by all means, take appropriate action when necessary. You want to designate an employee, which most likely will be your DPW work supervisor, to schedule training, make sure it conforms to the heat stress policy, and see that it is delivered. Hydration is the key to all this. I'm on page 10 right now. Employees must have access to potable water. That's going to be in the policy that I'm going to mention. 2 gallons of water per day per employee is the recommendation. Doesn't mean they're going to drink it, but you've got to have it, and you want to encourage frequent drinking. Cooling mechanisms on page 11. I just highlighted a few of those, but in the reality of it, the best place is to find a big old oak tree and let your people get under there and take breaks when needed. Types of heat illness, cramps. We've all suffered from cramps at some point in life. Simply provide water and shade. In all likelihood, your employees are going to be fine. They're going to get up and going. Heat exhaustion, that's what the training is going to do. It's going to show you what heat exhaustion can be, the symptoms to look for in the event it doesn't morph into heat stroke, which can be fatal if not addressed. So by all means, 911 is key. So in conclusion, from your safety committee standpoint, the health and welfare of your employees is paramount. Their objective is to see that each employee returns home safely to their families at the end of each working day. The OSHA standards are designed to make this happen. As the JIF safety consultant, Jay Montgomery, you may have heard of them. That's the JIF safety consultant. I know all those people involved. We work in conjunction with them. They come to your safety meetings as well. They are your partner in achieving this goal. Their safety team has already developed a template to comply with the OSHA standards. All you'd have to do is go into the JIF website, go to the safety tab, find it. It's a fillable form. You pop in there, absecons it, and print it out, and you've got it available in the event you get a PIOSH inspection. So that concludes the topic this year. If there's anything you'd like to know related to this or your safety committee, please feel free to ask. If not, I'll get out of your way.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Joe. Regular agenda meeting now, 2025 ordinances for introduction. First reading, ordinance 04-2025, replacing ordinance 08-2019, relating to criminal history record background checks for employees and volunteers involved with city programs or services that can and or will have contact with minors. May I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Anybody like to discuss? It's just updating the policy, correct, Chief?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And we'll have a public hearing on it when it's for second reading.
All right, roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes. This ordinance will be posted, laid over, and published according to law. A public hearing, second and final reading will be held on June 5th, 2025. Ordinance for adoption. Amending ordinance 13-2018, an ordinance repealing and replacing section 224-194 affordable housing of the City of Epsecon's Land Use and Development Ordinance to address the requirements of the Fair Share Housing Act and the Uniform Housing Affordability Controls regarding compliance with the city's affordable housing obligations. May I hear a motion for the second reading of this ordinance?
Motion.
03-2025.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes. Ordinance 03-2025, amending ordinance 13-2018, an ordinance repealing and replacing section 224 194 Affordable Housing of the City of Absecon Land Use and Development Ordinance to address the requirements for the Fair Share Housing Act and the Uniform Housing Affordability Controls regarding the compliance of the city's affordable housing obligations. May I hear a motion to open this meeting to the public for comment or discussion on this ordinance only?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Would anybody from the public like to come up and hear me reread that again? May I hear a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, may I hear a motion for the final reading and adoption of Ordinance 03-2025?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Light,
Yes?
Parker,
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Consent agenda. All matters listed under item consent agenda are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be discussed separately. 109, authorizing the sale of personal property not needed for public use under NJSA 40A:1-36. 110, authorizing the mayor to enter into a shared service agreement with the Galloway Township for an electrical subcode official. 111, authorizing change order number 1 for the 2024 road program. 112, approving the insertion of a special item of revenue into the 2025 municipal budget to allow for the receipt of $2,800 from the State of New Jersey Highway Traffic Safety. 113, approving the insertion of a special item of revenue into the 2025 municipal budget to allow for the receipt of $11,632.08 from the State of New Jersey recycling tonnage. A lot different than last meeting, we're getting money. May I hear a motion to open the meeting to the public for these items only?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Would anybody from the public like to speak about these specific items? May I hear a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? May I hear a motion to move the consent agenda?
Motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Light,
Yes?
Parker,
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes. Approval of the bill list, $2,976,986.43. May I hear a motion to accept this bill list?
Motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Light,
Yes?
Parker,
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes. Approval of the minutes. Budget meeting minutes, 227. Regular meeting minutes, 3-6. Budget meeting minutes, 3-13. Regular meeting minutes, 3-20. And regular meeting minutes, 4-3. May I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion? Second?
Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Light,
Yes?
Parker,
Yes.
DeRose.
Yes. And because I just made eye contact with you before, the 5-1 meeting minutes will be on the next agenda, and then once they're approved, that's when they get published.
Just
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. It is. Mhm. I'll walk you through it after the meeting. May I hear? All right. Council committee reports. Let's start with Councilman Light on the end.
Good evening, Mr. President. I chair Public Works, and we met on the 5th at 5 o'clock. Topics that we spoke of were the road project, Shore Road Raising Project, and some of the maintenance items would be the wagon wheels, some of the ball field lighting needs replacement, so trying to coordinate scheduling that. And we meet on June 17th here at City Hall at 5 o'clock. The public is welcome. Thank you.
Councilman Clark.
Finance met this evening before the meeting. We reviewed our budget decision for 2025, and we looked at goals and ideas to help lower bills and increase revenues for 2026.
Councilwoman Evans.
I chair Community Affairs, and we recently had our senior brunch. We hold it annually. It was a huge success. Thank you for all the volunteers that came out to help, and along with the council that also came to help support. Our next agenda will be the Memorial Day Parade, which will be on Monday, which is our annual parade. Please come out and support the participants in the parade. The kids also decorate their bikes. It's a great tribute to the city of Absecon and our veterans. So please come out and attend.
Thank you. Councilwoman Parker?
Thank you, Councilwoman Evans, for a great senior brunch. It was a job well done. Touching on public safety, I'd also like to thank Officer Ben Messino, who made his second annual appearance at the senior brunch and called bingo. The seniors really love the entertainment he provides when he comes. Public safety met last Monday, but I was not there. Councilman Clark ran it in my place, so would you like to report on the meeting?
I mean, I'm gonna defer to the chief, because the chief pretty much ran the meeting for me, so I will go right to the chief, but go ahead, buddy.
That's good.
Sorry.
Sure. You know, it's the same things we talk about all the time, the speeding in town, and being careful of our pedestrians. The highway safety grant that we mentioned earlier was given to us for pedestrian safety, and is due to our success from last June, so that particular grant will run from June 2nd to June 30th. One of the things I do want to address is we've been, the public's asked us to publish the reports of what we're doing, and we've been putting it on our Facebook page, and we are publishing the arrests we make. And there's a lot of people complaining that we don't have the names attached to those. And the reason for that is because the judicial system hands out, they give out on a regular basis, if somebody goes to court, they get, their items can get expunged. And so if we put the names on that, and several outlets pick that up, we have to go back and contact those outlets, the news media, and everybody else. So it's best practice to not put the person's name there, because chances are in today's climate and today's courts, people can very easily get something expunged. And in speaking of that, we get expungements on a weekly basis here. So we processed probably 32 expungements in the last 2 weeks alone. So that's the reason for not naming anybody specifically. We're not trying to hide anything, and at the same rate, we have gotten complaints in the past because we were trying to ridicule or make somebody look bad by putting in names. But the main reason is the expungement orders that get handed out. And I'm going to take this time to speak about an officer that we recently lost. In 1979, the city of Absecon hired Greg Herman. He had a spectacular 25-year career here, not only as a police officer, but he raised his family in town. Greg served us in patrol and in the detective bureau for many years, and during his career, he retired as a sergeant. And I would like to commend him for the job he did for us. And we always search for those replacements. I think we displayed that tonight with Officer Coppenall. We were able to find somebody that fits our community, and I think that's really important, and that's what Greg's standing for.
Thanks, Chief. Appreciate it. Got anything?
I'll be very brief. We're kind of in the in-between phase between our last year's capital program and our this year's capital program, now that the budget's been adopted. So we're working through the Public Works Committee on that, and we'll have more to speak about on that. We're working on our revisions for the county for Shore Road, so I think we're heading in a positive direction there. And just as a coming attraction and really springboarding off the budget, I know we talked about wanting to try to maximize our grants to help with our budget crunch here. And we've put into motion a program through the New Jersey I-Bank. We talked about it briefly during budget time, but there's significant funds, millions of dollars available to the city of Absecon for drainage work. And we've had a couple drainage projects kind of on the shelf because they're big ticket projects. We just happen to qualify for this funding through the I-Bank this year for various reasons. They run every fiscal year. They have a list of municipalities that do or don't qualify for this type of funding. So we want to strike while the iron's hot. We have a kickoff meeting coming up, I think, next week, with the I-Bank Bank. So all of that will start to go into motion, and I'll keep everyone updated, as we kind of make our way through that funding program. There's actually opportunities through that program to potentially reimburse studies and those types of things that we've already done. So we'll try to maximize our success through that program and other programs, but I'll keep everyone updated.
Thanks, Ed, appreciate it.
Clerk's report. These are the monthly reports for April. For the construction office was $13,591. The clerk's office was $11,124. Municipal court was $21,801.06. And the tax office was $1,343,625.30.
Thank you. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Few things. A couple days ago, I went to the County Mayors Association meeting and kind of gave a call to action to our fellow county mayors, and explaining to them the situation that we have been facing in terms of our motels and social services lacking in providing the services to people who are being placed here from other counties. The issues that especially Absecon and Galloway Township are dealing with. We're working very closely with Mayor Capola of Galloway Township to make sure that social services from other counties are not just bringing people into our motels and not providing the food they need, not providing the medicine they need, putting them in a motel with no safe way to get to a bus or to walk to a grocery store to get life's bare necessities. So I had called on everyone to kind of join in with us on our 28-day length of stay for transient occupancy. So we will see how that goes. That was serious stuff. I have a couple more fun things. Wow. This morning, council members, myself, the chief, Absecon Police, other officers from the Absecon Police Department, members of our administration, and our fire department, we all went to support Aldi for the grand opening. We got to watch them cut the ribbon. We got to see things, and it is absolutely encouraging for our business district, and our local economy. What would you say? There was 200 people by the time we got there in line?
I would say, leading up to ribbon cut, at least 300 people. The line was all the way down to the old dental office.
So that's extremely encouraging. I saw a couple local residents who are here right now there this morning. So this is very encouraging. And the really great thing is I think that this is just the first step to really get the Absecon Marketplace back up and running. They did split, or as Councilman DeRose would say, bifurcate the building
I don't know how I
itself.
get made fun of for using big words.
So there is another storefront that's directly there, which is completely gutted and ready for something great to go into. So we're very excited about that. We've had meetings with the Jersey Cow Ice Cream Store. They are shooting for Memorial Day, even though it might look like it's not possible. They are working round the clock to get open for Memorial Day. I just real quick want to touch on the shared service that we're going to be doing with Galloway Township. Right now, our electrical inspector, we lost our electrical inspector. Galloway Township just hired one, and actually, they have the time to come do Absecon's electrical inspections. So as
They can bifurcate their time.
we preach efficiency, we preach smart
Great work.
spending.
Is that on the
This is one
calendar
of the
somewhere?
moves that is one of the moves we're making to try and keep Absecon efficient and affordable. And last thing, senior brunch, Councilwoman Evans, Councilwoman Parker was top notch. You guys did a great job. You worked very, 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 very hard. You're both very humble. You two and the community affairs team were spectacular, and I truly appreciate the work you did. All right? That'll do it for me, Council President.
Thank you, sir.
If I could expand upon that, I'm going to ask the residents to please shop our local stores, shop Aldi. Earlier, right before the meeting, I was reached out by the management of Steals and Deals. Their grand opening is going to be next Sunday. It's at the old Staples building. please come out and support that as well. It's really nice to see our community members and our residents and everybody out at these things. And it really, it helps support the business and makes them want to do better for you.
Thanks, Chief. May I hear a motion to open the meeting to the public?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Would anybody from the public like to come up and speak? If so, just your name and your address, please.
Can I say more than that?
Well, yeah, just kick off with that. No, that's all we accept.
All right. Moving to Galloway. All right, my name's Allison Maxfield, 311 East Wyoming Avenue. I'd like to speak to the situation with the housing and the hotels. I'm a social worker of 16 years in the area. This is what's going on. I just recently had a client there. So, unless you have substance abuse and co-occurring mental health issues and you say you're suicidal, it's very hard to get into any 30-day treatment programs. This particular person that I'm going to mention, I'm not going to mention their details or names or ethnicity, anything like that, but they were in the JFS housing, and they got out of control. Police were called. So there's issues with JFS, and not bad issues, but they're the ones who are pretty much the safety net in the area, and then you've got the PAC team, which is the safety net for the mentally ill. Would it be great if they didn't come to the hotels? Absolutely. Are there other hotels that are available like the hotels on that strip? Not really. So this particular client of mine, I told her from the beginning, if he gets out of control, make a paper trail with the police, call the police, because that's the only way that he is now going to be getting into group housing. So because we don't have the social safety net anymore of the mental hospitals, there's a tremendous amount of mentally ill people walking around in that area. And there's also now, more homelessness. So I think the answer to this is really getting, I know it's difficult to arrest somebody, but you have to create a paper trail of arrest for them to finally get into Ancora and finally get group housing. A lot of what's happening is the mentally ill are filtering into JFS, and then they're getting into single housing in the Galloway, Absecon area. And that's not appropriate housing for their level of need. Some of these people are a danger to our society. So, because they're a danger to themselves, they're not on their medications, and a lot of medications very touch and go for schizophrenia. My one client, the big deal that I said, get him the shot. So the mother negotiated with the son, with PAC, to get him the shot, this, that, and the other. Non-effective, and the shots are 2 shots in a row for schizophrenia. Most schizophrenics are not well taken care of. You're absolutely right. The PAC team is underfunded, and they're understaffed. There's not enough to go around for the needs, and they're not contacting the doctors properly. So all of these people are falling through the cracks of society. So the only safety net this time is the police force and arrest to get them, to create a package to get them the services needed. And also, if you get them enough PIP visits, right, are you feeling suicidal? You are. Let me take you to, Atlantic City Hospital, which then they ship them to Pomona. You can't do Pomona first. And, and you need the paper trail to get them the proper services, because there's not enough services for everybody. And I don't want to see any more people falling through the cracks. They're
So-
good people, they're just having problems.
Just for
So-
clarity's sake.
Yeah.
Where our larger issue is that we have ordinances of like a length of stay.
Mhm.
So you have your social services, and some of the social services are letting people down. But what is happening the most is some of the motels in town are taking advantage of the system, and they're filling empty rooms for maybe half price on vouchers from the state of New Jersey or vouchers from other counties.
Yeah.
And they're taking people when we have the 28-day length of stay. So what our entire issue is, and I want to give you this, and I would love.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
I would love you to contact me.
Okay.
We
You can always you can always contact me if you're dealing with somebody suicidal or homicidal. Always, because I was a suicide counselor.
Because
Go
we're
ahead.
in the go ahead.
we're in the process. I announced it right in my first thing, but as a lot of people in the room know, our budget was a little hectic. My next goal is, and we just had an email. Council is the mayoral homeless task force. I would like to start. We're going to get a resolution on there. We're going to be working with Chief. social services and a couple residents who wanna get involved. Your knowledge and your experience and your contacts would be absolutely invaluable. So if you can give us any time, even
Yeah.
via phone call, emails, anything,
Yeah.
you would be a huge, huge asset to
Thank you.
us.
And our goal is just not to be a part of the vicious cycle. So,
Oh, absolutely.
so other counties, other towns are sending, they're vulnerable to us because of the motels and the rates here, and then and then they get arrested, or then they get sent somewhere else, and then it's a vicious cycle. So our goal is to bring together the resources. Well, our hope is to get the proper resources so we can, at least Absecon can break the vicious cycle.
Yeah, and I think that, it is the gentrification, especially when it happened with Atlantic City. And then they were moved out, these people, low socioeconomic, criminal, were moved out to certain places here. So there's, a woman in the area here who is, leading a single moms group. And one of the things that we've noticed is there's poverty rates amongst these single moms. So I'd really like, maybe a consideration of housing, to address maybe some of these bigger issues.
But we're about to start.
Yeah, so I think housing is
process.
really like what we need. That's gonna solve the social issue more than anything, because we don't wanna become a tent city.
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Would anybody else from the public like to speak? If you want to speak some more, we can yield time. Anybody from the public like to speak? May I hear a motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? May I hear a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody, for coming.